Hello knitters, Faye Lynn from Strand Knitting Studio in San Clemente, California. Today I have off my needles, on my hook, you heard it right, and classes and how to store your winter knits. Stay tuned. Needles is the Trestle Tee by Tiff Nealon. Turned out so cute. It's really lightweight. It's beautiful, and look at that. I still have a couple ends to weave in. I need to get that done. So this is done as a Satili, which that's what I'm doing the other thing on. So it's this beautiful yarn. And it only took 3 skeins, and you're on a size 8, even though this is relatively thin yarn, because it is, I'd say it's a light sport, heavy fingering, but you're on a size 8, and which gives it just this lovely drape. It's airy, it's just perfect. It's a perfect little tee. It's got a split hem, and of course you can make this longer if you want. It's got the split hem here. You can make it longer. You have this little lace pattern in the front, but this is a very simple lace pattern. So if you really haven't done lace yet, this is doable. If you've done any lace, this is totally doable, because it's a simple one. And you have the lace row, and then you go back and purl. So you have a rest row and a row that you can correct any yarn over mistakes. Because in lace, if there's a mistake, usually it's that the yarn over didn't work and now you're down a stitch. But it's really simple to fix that on your purl row if you catch it. So anyways, and I'm going to make this a class, so I'll talk about the class a little bit. And then the next one I'm doing is actually a crochet top. It's out of the brand new Nora magazine, which we don't even have in the store yet. I just went online to see what it was, we looked online to see what the patterns were, and we both fell in love with this one, and it's Catawba. Why did they pick these names and stuff that I like? Catawba, by Christine Martian. And it's crochet, so it's like a granny square crochet. It's obviously top down. Well, you can see it. It's top down and sleeves and stuff. And so I'm having so much fun doing this, because once you get the first 2 rows done, like you get past this first, this row, and it all works, then you don't have to worry about it working. It just works because it's a granny square kind of thing, and so it just works. So this is what's on my needles. We'll see how it goes. All right, and the classes this Sunday, the 28th, from 12 to 2 is the Bubble Up towels. So the last time you'll be seeing these little beauties. Great for Mother's Day, great for homes. This is a really fun technique. There's only 1 row in this that you sort of go, oh, but once you've done it once, then you're fine. So this is a really nice, this is out of the Inca Eco Cotton. And this just wears really well. So this can be a kitchen towel, a bath towel, a hand towel, a decorative towel, anything you want. It wears really well. It washes and dries really well. So it totally can take the beating. And as you see, I used 2 skeins. And I did the opposite, and this time I got creative and did different than the pattern. This is the actual pattern. This is my version, my next version, because I want to do something different. And so you use both skeins, and that way you use up all the skein of the 2 skeins. You need 2 skeins, 2 different colors. And it's good. So that's this Sunday the 28th from 12 to 2. Okay, so I'm going to make this a class, the tee here. So you need 3 skeins of this. Oh, the class is going to be Saturday, May 4th. Can you believe it's going to be May? Oh my God. May 4th from 12 to 2. May 4th from 12 to 2. So you need 3 skeins for this size. I did have maybe a 1/4 of a skein left over, so you could add a little bit of length with the 3 skeins if you're like in these sizings. If you need to add much more length, you'll probably need a 4th skein. Or if you're a bigger size, this is the medium. I think this is like the 44-inch wide one. And so it took 3 skeins. Bigger sizes, more skeins. added length in your sleeve. If you want to do the sleeve a little bit long, those are more skeins. So you'll have to add another skein. But for 3 skeins, it's very affordable and lovely. And I mean, this is just, you'll wear this all summer long. So let's get started on some summer knitting. Now, like always, whenever you're going to make a top, a sweater, whatever, you want to get a garment that you own that fits the way you want this to fit. So this is just, has some ease. It's not tight. You can make it tighter. You don't have to have, that's why you're bringing the garment. So if you have a garment, whatever garment you want this to fit like, that's what you're going to bring to class, and that's where we're going to get our measurements off of. Because those are true measurements, exact measurements to what you want. When you're measuring your body, it's always guess, like, do I want 2 inches of ease? Do I want 3 inches? This says 6 inches of ease. What does that mean, and what does that really look like? So find something you like that you can wear and bring it, and then and it can be a t-shirt. It doesn't, you just want the shape. The shape is what's important. And so, so bring that to class and I'll get you all started on it. It does have some techniques at the very beginning. And then you may need to come back to like a workshop. If you ever need more help, just come to a workshop and maybe set up your lace if you've not really done lace before. I'd say this is an intermediate to beginner kind of thing, intermediate beginner. You need to know how to knit. You need to know how to purl, be comfortable knitting and purling and doing some yarn overs. And knit 2 togethers and SSKs, because you'll be using those in the yarn overs, in the lace. So this class is Saturday, May 4th from 12 to 2. 3 skeins, size 7 needle. So it's not even a small needle. Even though it's small yarn, it's a medium-sized needle. So it went pretty fast. Yeah, it went pretty fast. It's a loose knit. It came in, and it's this amazing crochet hook set by Knitter's Pride. And that's the outside box. Isn't that gorgeous? This is a gorgeous set. So it comes, you open the box, and it comes in this really pretty case. It almost looks like a purse. Matter of fact, this is a great purse. It's a copper hook with a walnut colored handles. They're very smooth. I can't wait to use these. The top I'm crocheting, I'm gonna take these out and see what they're like. But isn't this a gorgeous set? So it starts with a 3 millimeter, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, and 6 millimeter. So that's the way they did the set. They didn't do any of the middle ranges, like 3.25 and 3.75. They just did the main number and the 0.5. And so that's a good middle range of hooks. That's a lot of middle range of hooks. So yes, if you're a crocheter, you may need to come in and check these out before I steal them. Okay, so now we're going to talk about how to put your winter clothes, sweaters and mitts and scarves and all your knitted winter stuff away for the summer, and what you probably could do. I'm going to say you should do, but but have a good way to treat your winter items so that they're ready to wear when the weather changes and you just want to go in there and pull them out and put them on. You can. So first things you do is you gather them all up, and then you go through each one of them, looking at them, making sure there aren't any holes. There's nothing that needs to be mended. You can depill things. I would depill things at this point. There's a thing called the Gleener. I'll put a picture and link on Amazon for this Gleener. I think it's the best thing ever. I love this thing because it has different levels of depilling, and depending on what you're working with. But it works really well. I think it works almost better than the little shaver one, but that one's really good too. So those are like the 2 that I use all the time. So I'll put pictures and links of those up here so you know what I'm talking about. And so you want to get it depilled and make sure there are no holes, because you want to fix those holes right now. Fixing the holes, there's a lot of times you use thread and not yarn. Not unless you have the yarn, but even so, if it needs to be, like if you need to be making stuff up, you do it in thread, and you work from the right side of the fabric so you can see what it's looking like as you do it, so that if that stitch didn't work, you can take it out. You can always come to a workshop with your garment and your thread, and I can help you figure that out, or I can just do it for you for a fee, but I can do it for you. I do it all the time, fixing little holes and stuff, but fix them up. Okay, make sure there's nothing in them that's gonna could get worse over the time it's sitting there, because yarn does weird things and sometimes it gets worse even just sitting there. So you want to get all that cleaned up, that all done, and then you want to wash them. So you're going to soak them, tap water, just lukewarm. It doesn't have to be cold. It can be cold and lukewarm. And you're going to soak them for like 15 minutes. So you're going to put them in there 15 minutes, and then you're going to put some. You can use Eucalan, you can use wool wash. I think we carry Eucalan. You can use a touch of dish soap, but mostly you don't want so much soap in there. You don't want stuff in there to where you actually have to rinse it out, because that's a lot of agitation for the knit. So you don't want to have to rinse your things out because there's too much soap in there. So it's very little that you work with. And then, so you let it sit for 15 minutes, and you can sort of do this, just to sort of, but you'll see that the water's dirty without you even doing this. But you can, very gently just sort of swish it around. And then you're going to drain your water, squeeze out as much as you can in the sink, and then you're going to pick it up, and you can squeeze it like this. Do not wring it. That will distort your stitches. So you can squeeze, the water out like this. Then you're going to I get a beach towel, bath towel, big bath towel. And I put it down the middle of my bath towel. If I have to fold it, I fold it. And then roll your towel up and step on it. Try to get as much water out of it as you can. So I step on mine all the time. And then, step on it and turn it, step on it and turn it, step on it and turn it. And then you're going to lay it flat to dry. So you can lay it out on your bed, out on some towels. You can, out on some towels. You can lay it anywhere that's going to be flat, and it can just dry. If you can put it under a fan, or by a fan, or under a ceiling fan, that helps a lot. Get it to dry faster. If it's something you need to pin out, so if it's lace, you're going to probably need to pin it back out, because you won't want the lace to dry this way. You got to open up the lace. So if it's got lace or cables, that kind of stuff, or some kind of a stitch pattern like that, you want to pin it out. And so you can pin it out to measurements, or you can just pin it out if it's like fine. You're just pinning it out so that as it dries, it doesn't pull in. It stays pinned out, okay, as it dries. So, and that's really it. Now, and then we're going to put it away sort of like I talked about last week with the yarns. You're going to need to put it away in a bug-proof kind of situation. So again, the more containers it's in, the safer it gets. And then putting in peppermint gum, Irish Spring soap, lavender, cedar chips, those kinds of things. Any of those things repel moths. And so you put that in there, whatever your container is, stick that in there. So if let's say you're putting everything in a plastic bin, put the stuff in there. But I would also put each sweater into a Ziploc. And they make, really big Ziplocs. So you can get a sweater into a Ziploc, and you can get the air out. You can do it. You could do, where you suck the air out. That probably would not be a bad idea because that plastic's a little bit heavier. And so maybe the little mothies can get through there. But I put them in a bag, Ziploc bag, in a container, or in my chest, because my chest is cedar lined. So in my chest, and then still, even though it's cedar lined, I put stuff around my stuff. Just trying to keep the moths away. So, and then then it's ready. And then next winter, as soon as it gets cold, for us is like November. So around November, when it gets cold, you'll just be able to pull them out and just put them on, and they'll be perfect and lovely. And yeah, so that's sort of how you take care of your winter knits. All right, everybody, that's it for this week. And we're about to get all our new yarn in. Yep. We got new yarn coming in. Hopefully next week, a lot of it's in and I can show you. But it's like, we know it's like in transit. So it's coming anytime now. It's probably all going to come on Monday when we're not here, which is an issue. So, yes, so that's it for this time. And I hope to see you in the studio real soon. Bye.